Happy Thanksgiving. You ready to talk turkey? That's what my uncle used to say to me. He goes, I'm not doing anything unless we're talking turkey. And he didn't mean turkey. I don't know if where you live, that lingo apply, but talking turkey is about talking about money. But while we're talking about actual turkey, always remember anybody who tells you that turkey makes you tired is an absolute scam artist. You ate 14 turkey sandwiches this year. You ate one in February. You ate one in July. Nobody ever said, oh, do you feel tired because of the tryptophan? Tryptophan's a scam. You're not tired. You can eat as much turkey as you want and be fully up for some of these NFL games, which I'm going to give you some picks for. We hit a nice plus 625 or something like that. Same game parlay, like a bunch of pirates the other day. Let's see if we can pirate our way to a couple other parlays in this one. We'll see if we can find some. I do like an alt or two. So if you guys want to put them together, that's up to you. What are we going to do? I never mean to freestyle like that. I'm not B-Rabbit over here, but I am trying to dish you some good picks. Let's start with that early game. Lions versus the Packers, this division rivalry. I mean, you know, the Lions want to take out all those years of frustration. We saw that in that first game against Green Bay. Jordan Love, you want to say that he looked a little better in these last couple of games. However, you don't know how much of that is due to Jordan Love or is due to Brandon Staley's defense, who gets, you know, crushed by everybody. But I will tell you this defense on Detroit has been giving up a lot of receiving yards lately, no matter who they're playing. They have this reputation, oh, that defense got tough under this coach. Not so much lately, maybe early in the season, but if you look at the majority of last season and now these last couple of weeks, they're giving up a lot of yards through the air again. So give me the over on Romeo Doubs. We're getting a really fair price on him. Yes, I thought about Christian Watson. No, I don't trust Christian Watson. And Jordan Reed doesn't play enough snaps for me to actually say, oh yeah, he'll just replicate what we saw in the last game. Do know that Aaron Jones ain't going to be active in this one, so you know, watch some of those games they played earlier in the year. When you take that threat of him out of the backfield receiving the ball, maybe makes the Packers a little more predictable. Of the three, that first game is probably the one I like the least. But let's go over to the Cowboys game. There's a guy these last couple of weeks, I keep talking about them featuring him in the offense. Now, unfortunately, I don't think we hit our alts on him last week, but he went over his receiving total. And he crushed it the week before. The last 4 or 5 weeks, we've seen, okay, this is their number 2 receiver. We know how often Dak throws the ball. They're one of the most pass-centric teams in this whole NFL. Look at Tony. It's not like they're giving Tony Pollard 25 carries up the middle. So I'm going with the over on receiving yards for Brandon Cooks. It's just such a freaking good number. I just have to take something that low. Typically, I know I made an exception with CeeDee Lamb just because I thought that they were going record chasing. But once again, one of the reasons I hate taking high totals for receivers, I just don't feel like I'm getting any value there. So I like that. And also Dak Prescott playing at home against this defense. I mean, if Tommy DeVito's throwing for over 1.5 touchdowns, give me Dak Prescott, who's playing his best football of the season. He's thrown over 2 touchdowns, and how many straight now? And in these home games, I almost want to take the alt 3 touchdowns, but I sound like that episode of Seinfeld. Can Paul O'Neill hit 3 home runs? No, but Dak definitely can throw 2 touchdowns, so I will take the 2+ touchdowns over 1.5 for Dak Prescott. And then obviously the Brandon Cooks bet. Well, on that other side of the ball, they really are wild the way they distribute things. Like you would think with how often they throw with Bieniemy there, that Terry McLaurin would have a bunch of huge games. That hasn't been the case. With the lack of a second cornerback ever since Diggs went down, if I was going to go with someone on the other side of the ball, it would be Dotson. That's a good total. We've seen him have many breakout games, but then he just goes really quiet. I think Dotson's a good bet to go over on his receiving total with how much Sam Howell throws. That's probably a decent bet. And then in the late game, made you guys a pretty penny with those alts on Brandon Ayuk. You know Shanahan, I have a good inside track on him. I went Ayuk last week. I do think Ayuk, if I had to guess, I would say Ayuk goes over again, but give me Debo. This is a week where I believe Debo, once again, he went over on his total last week. Debo's one of these guys, 1 catch because of his open field ability and his run after the catch. He can take a 15-yard or 70 yards, I swear to you. And I think he's a great bet to go over on his receiving yards and potentially even his alts. Like the 53.5, I would feel pretty damn good about, especially at the price we're getting. And if I'm looking to combine things, if we're doing this on Caesars, you know I'm tempted to go 75 with Cooks, but let's play it safe and go 50 plus with Cooks, 3 touchdowns for Dak Prescott, and 75 plus for Debo. That is what I have for you here on this Thanksgiving. Good luck to you. Best luck to me. Make sure you're subscribed here to the Odd Shopper channel. We got a bunch of other stuff for you. Got my hockey videos. We got more NFL videos. Got Francis from Friends, which came out. Watch it all. Subscribe to it all. Enjoy it all. I'll talk to you later.